Hello guys! I just found out I made a mistake while mapping and I wanted to use this chance to talk about my general mapping strategy, my progression, in case anyone opens this screen and doesn't know what to do. The first thing to note is that this symbol here means there's a map bus in it. It's pretty important and I didn't realize, so that's what that means. There's also thingy up here which tells you which symbol is which. If you didn't see it, that's good to know. So what I did when I started, I had no idea, was just put in maps, then make them blue and add a second affix. And I just repeated that until I found higher waystones, just path through it, take some reward nodes, whatever. Until you get to like tier 6 maps. Then you want to also use a regal orb to make them rare. Makes your progression a bit faster. And then, when you get to tier 15 maps, that was the mistake I was making. You need to corrupt them also, because they can turn into tier 16 maps, and they become important later. I will explain it shortly. Hello, editing derp here. I forgot to mention one detail, which I think is useful. Don't use your highest tier waystones that you have all the time. Save the highest tier for the boss nodes. So, for example, if I find one here, if you just have travel nodes that have no affixes on them, just use the lowest tier you have that still satisfies the requirements of the quest you're currently on to get the next Atlas points. And then maybe use mid-tier ones for ones with a reward node, and the high tier ones save them for boss nodes. I want to talk first about the most important thing before thinking, oh, all the loot I want, I have to do the right strategy. Before you can do this, you have to set it up, and that's by progressing your Atlas tree. You get like a quest thingy next here when you reach maps that says complete 10 tier 1 maps, then 10 tier 2 maps. Don't worry, it gets less when the maps get rarer. It's like only complete 8 tier 7 maps and then only complete 6 tier 15 maps. So you need to do around 100 maps. It's just passive in the background, don't stress about it. And then you skill nodes that further increase your map gain. Here, waystones found, have a chance to drop a tier higher is what I got. Then more quantity for waystones, better rarity, it was on the way, and here more tier for waystones. That's what I grabbed first, and then I got the rare stuff here. Rare mobs got 2 additional modifiers, because most of your loot comes from rare mobs. That's insane. And also 1 additional rare mob per map. Both really good nodes, but not the priority. The waystone stuff is the priority. And why the tier 16 maps are so important? Because this little tree here, is pretty nice, because it helps with really the endgame juicing stuff. You get points in it by killing a map boss in a tier 15 map. That's how you get your first 2. But then it wants you to kill it in a tier with points in this tree allocated, and then find a tier 16 map. Okay, that you can get through corruption, but then it wants a tier 17 and a tier 18 map. How do you get those? Well, at this point we come to the little symbols that are not bosses on this tree. There's, for one, corrupted, which adds another tier to maps put here. And then there are these towers. You can put a precursor emblem in them, and some maps in the vicinity get this buff, irradiated. This adds another tier. So to get the penultimate points, you need to have both of those and the boss in the same map. And I think I have some node like this here. Well, yeah, here, node is here, and now you have to apply a tablet here and hope that this levels up. and when that you don't die to the super juiced map. And the final point you get by killing the pinnacle boss, but that's future for me, so I can't really talk about that. So, long story short, corrupt your tier 15 maps, don't forget it like me. Thanks, have a great day.